This video will help applied social science students with reflective writing. Reflections are very important in applied social science disciplines such as nursing and social work. Reflecting on an experience in a professional context can help make connections between theory, knowledge, experience, and practice. The reflection should then lead to future action that can contribute to high-quality practice. As social work students, it is important that you develop the habit and skills of reflection. The PolyU expects graduates to be critical, reflective, and constructive human service professionals. This video will focus on reflective writing before and during practice learning. Reflection requires a trigger. A trigger is an event or situation which you can reflect about. These include life-changing events, personal strengths and weaknesses, learning acquired through the course, assessing an individual or family case, reading a discipline-related article. Now we will consider the structure of reflective journal writing. The structure of the reflection can consist of 2 or 3 steps depending on what kind of trigger is being reflected upon. Step 1 is the triggering event or experience. In this first step, you describe, narrate or explain the event or experience that triggers your reflections. In step 2, you describe and discuss your thoughts, evaluations or insights gained from it. In step 3, the third step is future action that you want to take as a result of reflecting on the experience. A long piece of reflective writing, around 1,000 to 2,000 words, should have the structure of an essay, with an introduction, body paragraphs and a conclusion. The body paragraphs will consist of the 2 or 3 steps just described. The introduction should contain relevant, general information about the subject matter for the reflections. It should end with an overview of how the essay will be structured. In the conclusion, you should summarize all key points discussed in the body paragraphs and close your essay. The web-based notes contain some examples of student reflections. Now we will consider the content of a good reflection. Generally, your reflections should be as long as or longer than your description or the experience or event in step 1. A good reflection point needs to be related to your discipline and what that discipline is all about. So the reflection can be related to your learning, including theories and models of practice, your skill sets, or your fieldwork practice. They can also be related to your personal or professional growth. Your reflection should highlight or question the connection between theory and practice, or theory and application. Your personal values, beliefs, and life experience also count, but make sure you explain how they relate to your preparation to become a social work professional. Although it is a personal reflection, avoid writing random thoughts or allowing yourself to stray away from the point of your discussion. You need to develop a questioning approach that looks in a critical way at your thoughts and relates them to your learning and practice. We will now look at some guiding questions to help you focus on writing your reflections. There are questions for each of the steps in reflective writing. Firstly, step 1, the description of the triggering event or situation. The first 2 questions relate to content and clear explanations. 1. Have I included sufficient information to enable my lecturer to follow my subsequent reflections? 2. Have I explained the subject matter or key points clearly and adequately to demonstrate my understanding of the input? The next 2 questions relate to writing clearly, paragraphing, and signpost language. 3. Have I used topic sentences to give the main point of my paragraphs, then followed them with elaboration? 4. Have I used plenty of signposting to help the reader follow my narration or description? Secondly, step 2, your reflections on the event or situation. It is possible to break step 2 down into 2 levels, the evaluative level and the analytical level. The questions for the evaluative level are: 1. What was positive and negative about this experience or incident? 2. What do you agree or disagree with? 3. What have you learned? 4. What are the insights you have gained? The questions for the analytical level are: 1. What is the significance and why? 2. What are the implications for your learning, for your personal growth, and for your professional development? 3. What does theory say about this? 4. Can you make sense out of it using your own practice experience so far? Finally, step 3. The future action that you want to take as a result of reflecting on the experience. There are 3 questions. 1. What action will you take as a follow-up on this experience or event? 2. What are your goals or objectives? 3. What outcomes will your action points help achieve? We will now consider some of the language features of reflective writing. The first important feature: building effective paragraphs using topic sentences. A topic sentence gives the main idea of the paragraph and is usually the first sentence of the paragraph. It is followed by supporting details. Although reflective writing seems less of a formal kind of writing in comparison with academic essays, report writing or proposals, you are still writing for a reader, in this case your lecturer. Therefore, it is better to put your insight or what you have learned first and then explain it. Your lecturer will then find out early on what you have to say and not need to wonder what your main point is. The web-based notes contain some examples of this. The next point is signposting. Signposting language helps the reader to read quickly and easily understand what you are saying in your paragraph. Phrases such as "there are 2 reasons why," or transition words such as "however" or "as a consequence" are really useful at signaling what you are going to say. That is the end of this video about reflective writing. The web notes contain some examples and links for further help.